सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्त गोचरं तमगोचरं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् तत्त्वमस्यादिवाक्योत्थ ब्रह्मात्मैकत्वबोधतः ब्रह्मण्यात्मत्वधार्याय स्वाध्यासापनयं कुरु. What should be the purpose of your pursuit? In this verse, the scripture says, remove your confusion with respect to the source of the universe and yourself, and that you are the source of the universe. You need to be very firm in that, firm understanding, because when the understanding is not strong, then you are subject to varieties of emotional problems. So from different angles, subject matter is presented in different angles, so that it will be easy for the seeker to understand the truth, assimilate the truth. We'll discuss the varieties of angles. Even though the subject matter is the same, the presentation is different. Just like there is one person, his name is, let's say, Mr. X. Name of Mr. X. He is the father of someone, and also he is the brother of someone. Same person you are talking about, but different standpoint. Relating to different standpoint, you are talking about the person. Similarly, there are varieties of statements that establish the relationship between the truth of the universe and yourself. And the scripture says you are the truth about the universe. And you doesn't mean you are alone. There is nothing in the universe that is not the source. There is a statement. And an example is given there. Take, for example, the clay, the modifications of clay. Varieties of modification that take this. When you make varieties of modifications, they will be used different manner. Definitely, when you are making a lamp from clay, then it is not going to be used for storing water. Even though it is the same clay, it's not going to store water, right? Suppose you make a pot, it has got the capacity to store water. When you when the same clay amount is a little more, when the same clay is made like that, it can hold water, larger quantity. And this lamp, it doesn't have that capacity. It will have, its purpose is different. So same substance, but different use. Similarly, examples also, many examples can be given. Stainless steel, let's take example. Stainless steel. We are talking about spoon. Okay, we talk about spoon. Then the pot, bowl you can say, bowl or plate, all can be made of stainless steel. Also it can include bucket. Okay, so varieties of things can be made from the stainless steel, right? Uses are different, but the substance is same, the origin is the same. There's no doubt. You can't say because its spoon is small, therefore it is different from stainless steel. Because this is bucket, therefore it is something more than stainless steel. You can't say. So its logic is there in front of you. So if you know just one spoon, you know everything made out of steel. Find it out. When you know that this is stainless steel, made out of stainless steel, there is nothing in the universe that will be different from stainless steel. Similarly, if somebody knows the truth about the universe, he cannot see anything other than the truth of the universe. Differences will be there. And what about the differences? If we talk about the differences do exist. As I told you, spoon and bucket, these are two different things. Purpose are different. But the origin is the same. Similarly, the eye is different, the ear is different, the leg is different, the stomach is different, the head is different, everything is different. Every part of your body is different from the other part. But everything is nothing but the same thing. You can understand that very clearly. Same flesh. Let it be ear, let it be eye, let it be tongue, let it be stomach, let it be anything. It's nothing but the same flesh. So, when you understand, try to understand, because the knowledge of the given person is what it is. It is finding the differences alone. They are very much evident. This is not that. This is very clear. This flesh is not bone. This is very clear. That's fine. But when you see there is no flesh, no bone, before the entity came into being, it was on one thing. Nobody can deny that. So this subject matter is meant for the mind and not for the sense organs. Sense organ, they will report varieties of other things, definitely. It is the nature. But analysis, the capacity to analyze is given to the mind of a human being, not any other mind. They have also mind. The elephant has also mind. The dog has got mind, but not like the human being. Human being has got the capacity to analyze. So, given this capacity, this person can appreciate the truth about the universe as oneself. That's a statement. So when the logic is, as I gave you, it has been given in the scripture. When the source is one, how can the product from the source will be different? Very simple thing. And when you think of the source of the universe means what? Universe was not there. Source of pot, let's say. Source of the pot, earthen pot. Source of the earthen pot is earth, clay. Why do you call it source? Because it is not there. The form was not there before that. Before the pot maker made a pot out of clay, the form was not there. But it was there in unmanifest form, we can say. It was there in the head of the pot maker. So when the pot came into being, clay didn't stay somewhere else. Clay didn't stay somewhere else beyond the pot. So some people say, no, meditate. How do you meditate? You see beyond your head, up your head, etc. It is all meaningless, I tell you. Entire pot is nothing but clay. Why do you want to see the clay? Similarly, this concept of so-called the Lord being somewhere else, etc., this is all nonsense. Lord, definitely you have to accept. Everybody will have to accept. Everybody, whatever religion is, it's all immaterial. Every human being is bound to accept the source of the universe has got to be the Lord, definitely. Yes, that's it. Source of the universe. And source of the universe, when you are talking about, universe doesn't exist in that source, like the pot didn't exist in the clay. Now, when the pot came from the clay, you can say came from the clay, or the clay became the pot, the clay alone looks like the pot. You can say this statement is different. Clay alone looks like the pot. Similarly, the source of the universe alone looks like the universe. And universe means what? Everything. Therefore, there are statements, whatever is here is nothing but the Lord. Nothing but the Lord. Lord alone. Whatever is here. Everything is Lord. That is statement in the scripture. Everything is the Lord. Everything is the Lord. You have to discover it. How everything is the Lord. First of all, before discovering this, you find out the qualities of different things. Take for example a tree. We call it tree. It's a living thing. This is what it is. We have got the understanding that this is a tree. They have taught us, our ancestors, they have taught this is a tree. Someone called it a tree, okay? It's not that everybody says like this. Somebody call it a tree, okay? Now, this tree you can analyze now. Given the capacity of your mind, you can analyze how it's a tree, no doubt, but it is a living thing. It's not like stone, not like earth, clay. It's a living thing. A living thing means it undergoes varieties of modifications. It undergoes varieties of modifications. And what all modifications it undergoes? You just see. A rose also is a tree, a plant, and a mango tree also a mango tree. Both are completely different, you see. The nature is different. Now, one thing we can say, we have not made a rose plant. We have not made a mango tree. Names are given, it's okay. Names are different. But the nature also you understand. This nature of one plant is different from the other. The flowers are different. Guava plant, guava tree. So its fruit is different from the mango, orange, and or whatever you experience. These things are different. Who made all these differences? Who made all these differences? If you say who, then what will happen? Mr., Mr., etc., Mr. Lord, etc. It will be illogical. Why? Because you have, if you imagine just like a human being being the Lord, that's not going to work. Various forms are given so that you can appreciate the presence of Lord. That's a different thing. But Lord cannot have any form. Why I am telling you? Because when formless is created, a formless cannot be created by a form having an entity having a form. A formless cannot create, or the other way around, any form cannot come from formless. What is the formless? Formless is, let's say, we understand it very clearly. Formless is space. One of the things. Air also doesn't have any form. Mind also doesn't have any form. Energy doesn't have any form. So let's say space. Space doesn't have any form. This substance, which is space, it cannot come from someone having form. Mr. So and so, or the Lord so and so, Lord created this form. This is illogical because the Lord never tells you like that. That's the reason why you have to approach a teacher, a living teacher, so that he can tell you how the formless can appear like having form. The formless can appear like form. Just like in your dream, you didn't have anything when you slept. In deep sleep, you go to deep sleep first and then you start dreaming. Now when the dream comes, there was nothing. Before the dream came into existence, there was nothing called dream. Now, the source of the dream, which is consciousness, you can't say it is unconscious. We'll see that statement. So consciousness appears like the entire dream you see. And in the dream, you see the inert object, you see the tree, you see mountains, you see humans, you see so many things you see. So the consciousness, which is free from any form, looks like having so many forms. You see, looks like having so many forms. So why? That is how the scripture says. When this is possible in your dream, why don't you see the possibility that the source of the universe also is having no form, and it is as though having all the forms? Why? Why not? So this is what the statement of the scripture. This is what the statement. And scripture says it's not inert object. Consciousness is not ignorant. That's why it is called consciousness. Doesn't mean it is having the knowledge of the universe, etc. And from the standpoint of the universe, we can say, see, when you are cooking a dish, Without the knowledge, you can't do, definitely. You should have the knowledge before preparing a dish. You should have the knowledge about the preparation, right? Now, similarly, any modification that comes into being, it has got to be there inside someone. That's why it's called the this conscious being. Conscious being. Without conscious being there, the manifestation cannot come. Just like in your dream, for example, dream came, but without a reason being there, how can the dream come? There is a reason behind it. Yes, and that capacity of that substance has got to be there to manifest itself in the form of a dream. Similarly, the capacity of the consciousness should be there to appear like the entire universe. There is no other logic. There is no logic that can deny this reality. So, and when the scripture says that consciousness is you, then you have to analyze further. It's not that scripture is talking that you are alone, that consciousness. So consciousness looking like many things it doesn't make any difference. Consciousness doesn't change. By being the pot, the clay never changes. Without undergoing any change, it looks like everything. That is the culmination of the knowledge. Inquiry into the subject matter. When somebody does, he reaches this state where he discovers that there is nothing except the source of the universe. Entire universe is nothing but the manifest form. When it's a manifest form, what about the relationship among the objects? It's fine. You see, the elements, they have got the relationship, different type of relationship. A lot of water you pour into small little fire, it will douse the fire. Small little water, the fire will evaporate. The relationship is there. Among the objects, there is certain relationship. There is hunger and there is food. There is a relationship. Similarly, thirst and water. So, objects, they behave in their own way. They have been given certain quality. They can't go beyond that. None of your organ, you see, ear can never see at any time. That's not the law. Similarly, the winter is never going to follow summer. It will come only after rainy season. So, whatever the law you see, universal laws governing all of the universe, every law is the law of the Lord. You have to appreciate this because you have got the thinking capacity. You have to see how the law is applying everywhere. You're seeing, you're walking, you're talking. Why do I talk? Because people hear. Why do they hear? Means it's law of the Lord, law of the Lord. And again, I am seeing, I am understanding that in front of me something is there, and that has got the capacity so that it can take the subject matter to you. There is a law. That's the reason I am sitting in front of the mobile. So we understand things, and we also, along with that, we understand this, the law of the Lord. Whatever human being does, it is the law of the Lord, I tell you. Any invention whatsoever, invention requires the basic material. First of all, you should know that. Any invention requires the basic material, which the human beings have never done. Material is there. That's the reason why you are able to do something. What happens to the human being? The problem with the human being is, so this fellow thinks that I have done so many things. I have achieved this. Without things being there, you cannot achieve anything. That understanding people don't have. Without things being there, you cannot achieve anything. So you forget about anything. That's the reason why in between the system of prayer is given. It is not discovering how helpless. No, no question of helplessness. Thing is, whatever anybody does, one cannot do without the things outside. Anything human beings, they have brought about modifications in the existing things. Why should they be proud of that? They should feel privileged to do that. You should feel privileged, nothing wrong. I'm happy that I'm bringing about some changes. And what changes I do bring, because these objects, they have got the capacity to undergo change. You can't take some one take half kilo of sand and appease your hunger. It doesn't work. You need to eat food. Similarly, when you're thirsty, what you need is water and not food. You understand that very clearly, because the quenching capacity belongs to the water and not to the food. Similarly, the appeasing capacity belongs to the food and not to water. So, understanding all these things, you live. You understand everything. In fact, everything everybody understands. But the unseen factor is not understood by the people. They do not assimilate the unseen factor. That's the reason why the ego becomes very strong. And when ego becomes very strong, the sorrow also will be there, definitely. So, appreciation of the Lord in each and every step, every aspect in life, appreciation of the Lord. If, for example, if somebody understands the Lord, then there is nothing except the Lord for him. And if somebody doesn't understand, there is no Lord for him, because he sees there is stone. Some people say, no, what is the question of the Lord being there in this stone? You have called it stone. Means it is not cotton, okay? It's not cotton. Cotton is very soft. Stone is very hard. Who made it so? Have you made it? Have you made the cotton so? Have you made the stone very hard? You don't appreciate that. That's the reason why you don't worship the stone. There is nothing, in fact, in this universe, there is nothing which is not worshipable. Because everything is the manifest form of the Lord, you can worship anything. If you understand, then it becomes Lord for you. And if you don't understand, it's an inert object. Doesn't mean the Lord being the stone, or the stone being the Lord. When you understand it is the Lord, it can do varieties of things for you. That's not the thing. That's not the subject matter. When you know everything is the Lord, there is no question of any sorrow for you. Why? Because anything that changes, so-called changes, palpable changes that take place, they are all changes of the Lord alone. Lord alone. Any change of the inert object or the living beings, that's how the Lord behaves, you can see. Anything, cloud, sun, moon. Moon doesn't have its own light. Sun has the light. You don't wonder. That's the reason why in the scripture, look at the sun, keep praying every day, and ask the Lord to give you the right thinking, because right thinking alone saves you and nothing else. You don't wonder how a huge fireball is there. What do you mean by sun? The huge fireball. Who put it there, dear? Without the existence of which you can't imagine the existence of the earth. And when the earth doesn't exist, what is the question of your existence? Nobody imagines that. Nobody thinks of that. And when you are available for this, nobody can stop you. And if you are not available, life will go away just like anybody else. And then you will count what you have achieved in your life. Any achievement is all nonsense, I tell you. Any achievement. Small little thing. So, it's the infinity that counts. Unless you discover the infinity, any finite object is not going to make you happy. Because finite is after all. It doesn't have all the capacity. Your house is finite, your wealth is finite, your lifespan is finite, your body is finite, your knowledge is finite. What is infinity is yourself. So, in fact, everything is the infinity. So when you see this is my village, in fact, that is the world. You are missing the world. When your intellect is restricted to the village or the town or the city, they call it metropolitan city, etc. So whatever you call. A huge number of people staying in a given place, that's it. You forget that this is the world. you miss it. When you say you're restricted to your, when you're intellectually restricted to your nose, you forget this is the entire body. This is the body. But you're intellectually restricted to the nose, to the ear, to the feet. Entire body is the body. Similarly, the entire universe is the Lord's body. So, varieties of statements are given. Everything, whatever is striking that you can see in this universe, you appreciate that I am there in that. Huge trees are there, very huge trees are there. Not marigold flower, marigold. Huge trees are there. Why they become huge there? Why they become huge? Banyan tree and all, huge trees. Living beings, if you see, look the size of the elephant. Similarly, see the ant. Every manifestation is the beauty of the Lord. So whenever you see something striking, our ancestors they have said, whenever you see something striking, you appreciate that this is the Lord's manifestation. Who can make a life like this? Elephant, whale inside the ocean. Ocean, do you know? Ocean means thrice the size of the land mass. Earth, one is earth, one portion is earth, and another 3/4 is water. This is what the size of water. You know that? Who made it so there? And it's not drowning. The ocean is not drowning the earth. We are living here, and the system of life, system of procreation, and everything. So when you appreciate, keep appreciating, a time comes, you become comfortable, and you think that you have made use of your life, made use of your mind. In order to make use of your life, you need to, that's the reason why you need to pray. Let me get the best in my life. That's why this channel is best for you. Let me get the best in my life, because unless I get the best, I'm not going to be happy. So, myself, conscious being, myself in infinity, and everything is definitely the manifestation of the same infinity. These are all statements. And of course, there is some teaching statement also that you are that Lord. As I gave the example of the pot, example of the stainless steel, etc. So, there is a statement that you are the source of the universe. When the teacher is telling the student, the source has to be the product, the cause of the universe, source of the product. Yeah, the source has got to be the source of the product, whatever comes from that, and it is not going to be having the different quality from that. That's important. It's not going to having something. So you make a pot out of clay and it becomes golden. It doesn't happen like that. Whatever is the cost, the qualities will be there in the product definitely. Similarly, if you appreciate that entire universe is nothing but the manifestation of the same source, then you become the same, and everything becomes the same. Relationship that will continue as it is. I will see, you will hear. That doesn't matter in a mind of course, forgetting and remembering everything that goes on doesn't matter. But you are not disturbed now. Why? Because there is no loss, no profit. Loss for whom and profit for whom? Like for example, when in the moon there is nothing, no life there in the moon, there is no profit, no loss. Similarly, when there are human beings or living beings are there in this earth, there is no profit, no loss. This type of assimilation, a person, this is the maximum a human being can aspire for, and there can't be anything more than this. Spiritual pursuit means this, to appreciate how this is the truth and nothing else. So your effort is required. Effort here is with respect to understanding, not doing this and that. Whatever you do is very little. That you have to discover in the beginning. Whatever I will do in my life is very little, insignificant. But even then, I am happy with that because everything like this. So There are varieties of statements that reveal the equality between myself and the source of the universe. So I have to appreciate this, and this appreciation alone makes a person comfortable in life, and otherwise it is impossible. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudaccate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.